everybody, Jill Laidlaw here from Camp Cavell. I'm here all alone today because Star has to stay at home, and camp we are trying to keep everybody apart, and I'm the only one that lives here, so I'm the only one here, and we're tuning in for Camp Cavell fun. We do contests, we do trivia questions. Of course I can go rogue because Star's not here and do anything I want, but we're going to talk about the Great Lakes, and I'm going to show you the beach finds. I did get to go down to the beach yesterday, and it was just beautiful down there. And this morning we had an hour of sunshine, so I went down and grabbed you some rocks, and I'll be showing the different rocks and talking a little bit about the Great Lakes. So Star wants you to know that the early bird registration, it's hard to think about registering for summer camp and the fall programs and even the spring women's weekend that got changed to early May, the first weekend or second weekend of May. She's gonna get me. The second weekend of June we moved women's weekend. So keep an eye on our website. If anything happens, we'll just keep picking dates and moving things back because we're determined to get you here to camp. So the early bird registration ends on March 31st, just a minute before midnight. And go ahead and register. Feel comfortable because we will give you your refund your fees, or we'll just hold it for you and use it at the next program that you would like to use it for. Anything at camp. It could be the trading post. It could be a program. But we hope that we can just move that forward and have you all set to be able to come to the next program that you can. So we're doing well here. I hope you all are. This is a crazy time, so we're trying to make life a little more fun. The other thing, lock in that discount. Volunteer weekends, we still moved them to early May, and we'll see what happens. Of course, we're going to follow all of the guidelines that are out there, but if we can open camp, help open camp, we're going to have a lot of work to do, seeing that we've been put back by a month or so, the start of camp. So if you can come to our weekends, please let your groups know. And if we can't come and stay overnight and eat together in the dining hall, you can all come and rake 6 feet apart. So, or clean a cabin all by yourself. So we're determined to make that work. Keep an eye on our website. Star keeps that website up and going. If you see that they need any more information, she'll help you out. So Wednesday, we want to keep everybody entertained and do some educational stuff too for the kids that are home for school. So it's going to be called a Everything Great Lakes Meetup. And so on Wednesday, Star, you better put it up there, we're going to be doing an Everything Great Lakes meetup. And I didn't write down the time, Star, so would you pop it up on the screen there for everybody? Hey, hi Meg, hi Tara. There's Star. She goes by Marilyn on the screen. So she's going to pop that time and date for the Zoom meetup. So other things that are happening at camp, we're still getting those bathrooms done. We showed people last week. We've been playing these games. Some of the games are put on hold. So if you're doing the square box game or you have some tickets holding for one of Star's games, she's going to do that again on her next piece. And I'm just going to do some trivia questions. I do have giveaway tickets, and what we're doing is if you can answer trivia questions or you share this video session or do anything special, I will give you a ticket that's going into our ticket jar right here. Star made us, and that is going to, oh, this is cute. Everything in this is backwards because I'm using my phone here, so they have this on backwards so you can read it the right way. So your tickets go into this. I'll show you that they actually go into the jar. And to make it a little more fun, instead of just giving you a ticket for a trivia question that you answer, what we're going to do is we're going to spin this wonderful wheel behind me, and I will hold this up for a second, and I'll remind you of which one is your ticket number, but there's numbers up to 24 on there, and some of them are worth hardly anything, and some of them are worth a lot of tickets. So we'll spin, and then we'll pull this up, let you see what your winning tickets are. And it's 1 to 6 tickets, I believe. Yeah, 6 tickets. So, Star, let me know if I'm doing anything wrong. So you do have a choice. If you don't like the wheel, you can choose the dice. If you're luckier with the dice, we can roll the die for how many tickets you can get. So, oh, thank you for sharing, Tara. And I'm new at this, trying to watch the screen and talk at the same time. But hi, Melissa. Melissa has been here, I think, every week that we've done this. And Melissa, we're doing some different games this week. The lake has been pretty quiet. Somebody's just asking. The beach is, we actually have a beach to walk, a bit of a beach to walk, because the water's down a little for the usual winter. And that's how I was able to get down there and get some great rocks for you. So there's Stars. The Zoom meetup is going to be Wednesday, April 1st at 2 o'clock. So especially everyone, it's a lesson for everyone, but if you get the kids there too, we're going to Zoom so we can see each other. If you're in your pajamas and being lazy because you have to be home, you can click that little video turn off and you don't have to watch yourself or have anybody see you on the screen, and you can still watch what we're doing. So, hi Yoli. And Karina, sorry, I wish you were up here. So right now, maybe what I'll do is I'll show you some of those beach finds, and you should be studying up on Great Lakes facts, because that's what most of the trivia questions are going to be. So, oh gosh, Star, remind me, how do I go back? I'm supposed to be putting tickets in. Meg shared, Tara shared, and you know what, you guys? Would you trust Star to make me a list of the tickets that have to go into the bin, and she'll write them out for me, because she has a set at home as well, because I'm having a hard time keeping track of it all. Star, can you do that? Send up a post if you can write down or put them onto tickets there, and we promised that we would drop them into the jar. So I'll show you some things that I found down on the beach. Let's see. The first thing I found was a beach, and the shipwreck is showing a little bit yet, so that was pretty good. We did find the first post from the gazebo roof that we lost. One of the posts showed up along the beach, so the rest of it's got to be out there somewhere. We're hoping it comes out. And okay. So Meg says it's okay and that you trust Star to make sure she fills in those tickets for us. Doo-doo. We'll still spin here and she'll record them. So one of the interesting things we found down on the beach, and I've seen it before during the high water, but back in the late 1920s, early 30s, even into the probably 40s, they didn't have garbage pickup, so the camp just dumped its garbage over a hill by the horses, and over a hill, as far as we can tell, those are the two places, and over a hill behind the kitchen. So a lot of the kitchen garbage was just dumped over the hill, and the high waters opened up that hillside, and we're finding some pretty neat stuff. Like, I don't know what this was doing there, but it's a piece of real pretty pottery from a dish. And usually this might have come from down the beach a little bit, but it might have been somebody's personal dish, or a dish they used to serve pretty things. But we had ball jar, a piece of ball jar came out of the hill yesterday, and you'll see that, the top of the ball jar. This is funny, I didn't think they incinerated their garbage, but this is an old bottle, because it's a very short twist on, and it's an old bottle, but it has been melted in a fire, and this came out of the hill too. So whether somebody threw it into a campfire and they threw it over the hill, or whether they burnt their garbage at that time, I don't know. The other things we saw down there is an old tin cup. We've gotten toothbrushes, old toothbrushes that was made from some of the first plastic that was out. We found tin soap containers, like kids would bring their soap into camp. Medicine bottles. We found a bear bottle with the word bear embedded on a round flat bottle. It had to be really old. So if you're here and you want to sort of explore on our hill a little bit and see what you can find, camp history right there under the dining hall. And I have to say, there's some new garbage too, because every time the raccoons can pull a bag out from under the lids of the garbage dumpster, they always take it down the hill. So there's definitely some new garbage, and we pick it up at work weekend. So some of the other things I found down there, I was really excited. Let me just dig into my box here. I think you all know that one of the things that we really like on the beach is any kind of fossilized coral from back when a saltwater sea covered this area, and things that were from the glaciers and the glaciated times. And one of the things that we found down there, let me just dig it up. Well, we found the other day. Let me grab that one. Wait a minute, let me spit on it and get it wet. Well, it's a little too big for that. Let me get water. You always have to get your rocks wet because you see them a lot better when they're wet. And people look for Petoskey's down there. And a Petoskey stone is actually the remnant of a type of coral. So it's coral, like on a coral reef. So if you think of big brain coral and what that would look like, and then you were to have that die and fall down into the bottom of the sea and end up in the muck, well, floating through or very slowly moving through that mud in the bottom is water. And in the water is suspended calcite and quartz crystals, minute crystals. And they go in and they actually recreate and replace the material that was the coral. So Petoskey stone can be rather large. I mean, we think of them as this big, but the actual coral was quite large. It could be quite large. And we've seen some embedded in the rocks in Lexington, which are chunks of the old sea bottom that are probably about 14 inches across. And we found this piece of Petoskey the other day down there. And this is actually a chunk of Petoskey. And I think probably if you've been to camp, you know what to look for, but it's a certain pattern, sort of hard to see in this big chunk. But it grew, you know, like I said, like a brain coral. And so the coral was sort of round, and then it came down to a root, sort of like cauliflower. And the root just held it onto probably the edge of a cliff where the coral reef was growing. So this is really neat, so you can see it when you come up. And it's been crystallized totally. If you take it outside, it just sparkles everywhere because the crystals are still, we're still growing in it when it was taken up out of the water. So a few more million years and it'll fill in completely if we leave it out there. Just like that, there are creatures that walk the bottom of the ocean and second, the bottom of the ocean, and they were called crinoids. And we found this thing, and I don't know if you can see it, but see that big round circle there? We sort of think it's a crinoid cap. And it was a creature, oh, Star's probably going to tell me don't look away because then you can't hear me. Petra says she found a bunch of Petoskeys last week at the beach. They seem to be coming up a lot right now. We've had a lot of breakup, a lot of big waves, and then we've had the water going up and taking away dirt and land and leaving the rocks behind that were buried for the last few million years. And no, I should say 500,000, or sorry, about 10,000 years. And so that crinoid cap was a little creature. He had 4 legs, and he walked along the bottom sort of real slowly, or sort of floated and drifted along the bottom of the lake, and his body was a very, very thin, long, like backbone. Looks like a backbone. And then at the top, he had sort of a cap with tentacles that could catch things along the way. And that would be the cup, they think, right at the top. So that is a huge one. And I've heard that it's very unusual to find them whole like that. So we're going to take that rock to the next level to the experts and say, do you think it's a crinoid cap? We found one in the rocks in Lexington as well, and that was actually a geologist from the community college that pointed that out to me and said that's what it was. So Petra said she found that at the Lakeside Beach, Fort Gratiot County Beach. She's been all over the place. And rock hounders, you know, this is the time to get down there. And if you can get to a beach, take a look. So let me keep going. I'm trying to read and go at the same time. So one of the other neat rocks that, oh, here's another piece coming out of the, it's an old crock coming out of the camp dump. So what are some of the other rocks that we have? This was just a little one. These are all just yesterday's finds, so you grab at anything you find. And I don't know if I can get this up close enough to the camera with enough light on it. Let me see. But right in there, I'm not seeing it. Just a second. Where's my flashlight? I'm coming back. Don't go away. I have my handy dandy. I have my handy dandy flashlight, but I lost the rock. Just a second. I promise not to get into a giggle fit like last time. Star will shoot me. Okay, so let's try this again. Maybe with a light on it, and we get it focused just at the right. Well, come up and see it when you come. That's just a little brachiopod in there. And a brachiopod was prehistoric shells. They look more like a little wing creature, and they have fine, fine feathered detail on their shells. And we can find them embedded in rocks like that on the beach, but in the stream, somehow the ones that were in the stream were just in clay, and the clay is still soft, or the surrounding rock. It never hardened, wasn't under enough pressure, so it didn't harden. So they're just sitting there in clay, and you can take that perfect brachiopod, it's a perfect reproduction of the shell, and give it a pull and pull it out. Hi, Chris Roby. I'm not catching everybody's names as you're going to, yeah, like angel wings. The brachiopods look like a little angel ring coming out. And the first time you find one, you'll just be amazed because they're reproduced almost exactly like what they were. They look like a perfect reproduction. And on Wednesday, I'll have some of those over here and I'll hold them up for you. Right now I'm just showing you my beach vines, but here's another Petoskey. And there's a couple other things that look like Petoskey's, and we're starting to develop the information about, you know, what are Petoskey lookalikes and what they are. They're all different types of coral, but there's some that are different. Yesterday I found this too. This is actually slag, or this was iron ore at one time, and they burnt the good stuff out of it, and it just leaves the slag behind, or melted the iron out, and it just leaves the slag behind. And so it's found on the beach, and it could have been that they had an oven down there. We know that there was something here on this property where they were firing in a kiln, and it might have been bricks they were making, or it could have come off one of the ships that were burning coal. So that's sort of a fun find. Let's see. And oh, this is one of our best finds. So I don't know if you've ever heard of a pudding stone, and that's one of the fun things. Honeycomb ones are actually called honeycomb, and they look just like the Petoskey, but the area between, there's not just a single line between the little cells of the Petoskey. It's a fatter area, and the circles are smaller, and they tend to sort of fill in with darker material. So I can show you a picture of that on Wednesday. Come on back if you can. Hi, Sheila. I really miss you. Sheila had come for years with at the stroke survivors camp, and we miss you. Get back up here when you can. So this is a pudding stone, and you might have heard of pudding stones. They're a conglomerate that's made up of three different materials. There's always three certain color of stone that are embedded in the pudding stones that we find here in Michigan. The material that is packed all together in between the little stones that are colorful is sand. And so it's a very coarse sand that's been compressed into a rock. They think it happened inside the glaciers in a river, but in here are, I got the name. Jasper. Here's a little piece of jasper. You might have found oh, it looks dark. It's very, very red. There it looks dark, but it's a very red material. And so jasper looks like it's a type of chert, so it looks sort of waxy, and if it breaks, sometimes it'll break conical like flint will. So you can usually tell it because it looks sort of waxy. But on this rock, you see that red right there? That's yep, that's the chert. And then it usually has quartz, which is quartz is what they make glass out of, and that's what fills in a lot of these fossils. But for some reason, this yellowish quartz chunks are always in here. And then, uh-oh, I'm forgetting the black one. If anybody's watching that remembers what the black one is, it's, I think it's basalt. Basalt. But it was really fun because I looked and went, oh, that's a pudding stone, and it has the three right colors in it, but not much of it. And then I flipped it over. Whoops, let me get it wet. There we go. And look at this. I've never seen a pudding stone like it. It just has a whole bunch of them, like it was, you know, molten and they sank to the bottom of the rock. But isn't that fun? And this one, if you see the size of my hand, it's pretty big. But I've seen people with them in front of their houses. I think there's more south of us, south of Lexington, because they're huge. They're, you know, the size of a small boulder down there. So, hi Tracy. And this one I'm looking for help on. This is a type of fine sandstone, and it's very reddish on the outside. I don't know if you can see that red. Very reddish on the outside, but if you split them open, they're perfectly gray inside. Beautiful, fine material of light gray. And they're all that way, but they've got the red on the outside. And my nephew Evan was saying that maybe this is iron precipitating out somehow, that it would be just on the outside coating of a rock that had already been cracked and rounded off in the lake. So if anybody knows the answer to that one, we're looking for it. Oh, I'm supposed to do some trivia questions. So Wednesday we'll have more real facts and figures and more pictures for you. Let me get up here and get one of the questions done before we lose everybody. Let's see. Lake Huron trivia. Here comes. Does anyone know? And the whole game is that people are going to type their answer in onto the screen, onto a note, but because there's a lag time and different people's computers operate at different speeds, it's the one that comes up on my screen first. So whoever shows up on my screen first, I'll call it out when I see it, and you'll get to either spin or roll the die for how many tickets that you get to put into the bucket, the bin here, jar. And the key is that we're going to have a mystery drawing, so nobody knows what the prize is coming from that jar, but the more it fills up, the better it's going to be. So we'll just keep filling up that jar, and then we'll have the surprise, wonderful gift that comes from it. I'll do some more rocks in a minute. So Lake Huron, here's your question. Are you ready? Lake Huron was named after the Huron Indians by the... what nationality of people? And make sure you stop if you haven't done it. Share this with other people. And if you share, Star's going to give you some tickets. Make sure they get into the jar for me. Star says the drawing will be next month. French. Joseph R. Laidlaw, that's my brother, Joe. Hi, Joe. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. And Melissa got it second. So I guess we'll let Joe decide if he wants to spin the wheel or roll the die, Joe. Which one do you want? And one of the funny things is when people... I got to put it down again. You can put in, if you don't know, just start typing. You might be the first one to get your fingers on the keys fast and get that in. So Joe, let us know which one you want, and we'll do that as soon as his pops up. Spin a wheel or roll a die. So let's see. I'll do another rock. There are voices in the background. We're not congregating, but our neighbors that are close enough are walking the property and treating us like a park. So they're just outside wandering and walking the beach. Wish you were here, right? So it is a real die, Joe. I'm rolling a die for you. No, I didn't weight it. And yes, it has 6 sides. So you have the same 6 chances as the wheel. Here it goes. That could be a trivia question. See how quick people... Okay. So it fell into my lap. I'll try it again where you guys can... I don't know if you can see it. 2, Joe. You got 2 tickets. Your sister's not too lucky for you. So, Star, am I putting these tickets in? Or are you going to do it? I think Star does it for me. Yeah, make her work. Star, 2 tickets for Joe. Okay, you guys ready for another question? Here we go. This one has multiple answers here, so you get to guess. So it gets you a little closer. So, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Star. That was for Joe. I'm supposed to do that when you put the answer up. how many islands are in the lake? So Sarah, you're joining late, but we're just doing a trivia game. If you answer this question, then I'll tell you how it works. So how many islands in the lake? If anybody knows offhand, in Lake Huron. So if you don't know offhand, okay, Star's putting our tickets in. Thank you. Okay, how many people are Googling that right now? How many islands are in Lake Huron? $247,604. No, no, no. 12. Wait a minute, I'm Googling it. I want to see if it comes up with the answer quick. Yep, same answer I got. Anybody come up with it? Oh, now I have to go backwards. I wasn't watching. Okay, you guys, I'll give you a hint, and you won't believe this. Karina, you're closer than anybody so far, but that's a little over the top. Try typing again. So, Karina, Google it again real quick. So is it 5,000? Is it 15,000? Is it 30,000? No, you guys are all in far off. I've got 315,000, 175,000, 3,000, 3,000. So you think 5,000, 15,000, or 30,000? It's one of those. Tracy, yes, 30,000. Tracy Smith gets it with 30,000. So Tracy, do you want to spin or roll the die? So give us a little pop-up. Is Googling cheating? I think you had to cheat on that one because nobody got it in the first 10 or 15 tries. Actually, I have to fix my slide. Tracy says spin, so here we go. Now, you spin, you might get a high number, but it might be worth a low number of tickets. Star did that to us on her chart. So I'll hold up the chart just so you have an idea of how it works. If you haven't seen this, is we spin, and then if you get number, say, 22 to 24, you get 2 tickets, or if you get number 7 to 9, you get 2. The highest one is 6, so let's try it. Here we go. I don't know if I can leave this here where you can see it. Star, can you see that? Oh, sorry, Joe. They usually don't let me do this alone. It's just because there's nobody else here to do this. Okay, here goes the wheel. And I'll give it the spin. It goes around, and around, and around, and around, and around. Maybe I shouldn't spin it so hard. Around, and it stops it. 1. But in this game, 1 could actually mean something better. So where are we on this list? 1 to 3 equals 3 tickets. Okay. With 6 possible, you did really well there. Star, would you record this? I'll hit the bell. And Star will record it. So, thank you. Now, if you missed it last week, I want everybody's buy-in to say, this is a Dalmatian dog, right? Yeah, Dalmatian dog. It's a kind of dog with black spots, right? So, would that make this guy a Dalmatian cow? There's something about this little guy that I just think he's a Dalmatian cow, and I don't know why it isn't in Webster, and I tried Googling it, and there wasn't, I didn't Google, didn't Google up, but I know there must be something called a Dalmatian cow, because there's Dalmatian dogs, right? Okay, anyway, this is a commercial. If you saw anything last week or you know anything in our trading post, or Star will be holding up more things at her next session, you are welcome to go online, send star@campcavell.org a message, or even just put it right up on here. And if you see anything you want, like a Dalmatian cow, then let us know and you can buy these. Star, can you tell them how much the cow is? Star will put it up there for you, the Dalmatian cow. We also have hats, gorgeous, in about 5 different colors. And we have our new wonderful blankets that roll up. And the neat thing about these is, I mean, probably a lot of people have a fleece blanket that might roll up for the car. But you know how you take it out and you put it on the ground and then it ends up full of leaves? This one has a plastic, very soft tarp. It's like a tarp, but it's very soft and quiet. So it has a plastic backing, so you can put it on the sand, you can put it on the ground, and it rolls back up pretty easily. I was amazed. Star got it all rolled back up very nice and quick, because it gives you a lot of leeway about where you have to roll it up to. And it has our wonderful Camp Cavell on it. So if you need prices, just let Star know. Oh, there, Star's putting up an order form right now on that. There it goes. Holsteins. Holstein cows, yeah. Dalmatian cows. I've started something new, right? The Dalmatian cow. Let me just see if there's any other things here to sell. Yeah, we're supposed to have, you know, an assistant to do this. This is our ceramic soup mug that is white inside and has all different little dots on it, so it makes it look like an old tin cup. And I have one of these at home. It's my favorite soup cup now. And Tom keeps stealing it, so I'm going to have to get him one, my husband Tom. And Star said, okay, she always puts up all the different color hats. So there's tan, and there's the blue denim, and there's the green. I'm trying to do this the best I can. And there's pink. And is that all the colors? I think so. Pink. Oh, that's pink. This one's actually, I don't know whether it's a light rose or a peach. Little off pink. Maybe peachy pink. Okay. I'll show you some more stuff. So let's do some more questions. Lake Huron trivia. Let's see. Get a good one. The lakes were formed by melting ice from continental glaciers, and the land is still rebounding at blank inches per year. Blank inches per year. So if you don't, you know, when the Great Ice Age came and the glaciers were so heavy, and just from the geography of the Earth, things move, and after the ice left, the Earth actually came back up a little bit and is rebounding. And that's actually was sort of what helped cut off the water flow from the original sea that was here in the ocean, and made the waters flow more this way down the St. Lawrence instead of north to the ocean. And that's one of the reasons the Great Sea sort of died and dried up, sort of like the Great Salt Lake. It didn't get more water in, got warmer, and evaporated away. So how many inches per 100 years? I'm sorry, did I say that? It's rebounding blank inches per 100 years. So it's doing it very slowly. You're not going to be out there and bounce up while you're standing at the top of the Upper Peninsula or something. But, and if anybody even comes close, I'll say if somebody comes within 5 of the number, I'll go ahead and give it to you. You can just start typing numbers, and if you like, if you want to get a quick answer. It looks like some people are ordering. If you order something, Star, I think you should give them a ticket too. Uh-oh, it went off my page. Now I got to find the the answer. There it is. Guessing 7. Just because it's your favorite number. Tracy, 4 feet, 6 feet. Okay, the answer is 10, said Tracy. You know what? You guys are getting too close and I can't keep track. So we'll see if anybody hits the actual number. And if they don't, I'll go back and give you credit and make it simpler. So we've got 10, we've got 25. You're really in the ballpark. 7. So just throw in some more numbers there. I better go back and see. 4 feet, 1 foot. 1 foot would be 12 inches. Ooh, close. Karina, you're close. 9. No, keep going. There's a 20. Just type in every number you know from there. 23. You're really close, Karina. At one of your further back questions. 13. 13. Oh, Tracy, you grabbed it. Okay, Tracy is the winner of this wonderful bell. Tell me if that's obnoxious. Tracy, you're right. 13 inches per 100 years. And a lot of people are still guessing there, but we have got it. So let us know, Tracy, if you want to spin or you want to roll the die. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Karina, that's playing nice. Thanks for thanking Tracy. Congratulating Tracy. So, well, she is deciding if she wants to spin. There's some people with a huge delay, and we understand that. So I'll just sort of stall in between things. Let's see. I'll tell you something. Yeah. Okay, here. So Heather, if you know Heather, our health person from the summer, Heather introduced us to these wonderful flashlights. And Karina, I think you had one too, didn't you, Karina? And they're rechargeable, so we're really liking them to save on batteries and not have to put those back into the earth. So this is recyclable flashlight, and it actually charges with that basic little one that most of the phones and a lot of cameras and different things charge with. And it has the first point. Let's see if it's too bright for you. The first point is a narrow beam. The second, or there's the narrow beam. The first one is a wide beam. The second one is a narrow beam. And if you do it, both of the beams come on to give it really bright, and you got them on both. And then it hangs very quietly around your neck. And when you get here to move into camp and you get here after dark, you just put this around your neck and you can get the luggage out of your car and walk around and walk on the beach. But you can dim it down to just one little light too if you don't want the real bright light. So we should sell these in the trading post, but you can find them anywhere online. This one has the name. They all have different, there's a lot of different names on it, and this is probably backwards. So I'll spell it for you. LEDGIE. They come under different names, but this one's been really good for us. So that's one of those little camp, what do you call it? Camp hacks. Camp hacks. Hi, Sam. Thanks for coming on. We're just doing a crazy trivia game about the Great Lakes, trying to get together with everybody, and we're actually winning tickets for a big drawing that we're going to do. So, crazy windy. It was earlier, but it's calmed down again. But how are you guys doing down there? Oh, roll. Sorry, Tracy, roll. Did you say that a while ago? You reminded me. Okay, so I'm going to try the blue die. So here's the lucky die. Here it goes. I should roll it on something you guys can see. Okay, here. Try that again. Okay, it is a 3. So right in the middle there. Not great, not bad. So 3 tickets, Star. Put 3 tickets into the bin. So what we're doing, if anybody just came on, is we're doing a trivia game for the Great Lakes. I've been telling people about the rocks I've been finding on the beach. Hey, Alex. And we're doing, Carlene, hi. She says the wind's kicking back up. And we had a storm go through last night. I don't know if you guys did too, but I heard it hit Sandusky up here north of us pretty hard. And Tom and I unplugged our computers, and there was quite a bit of lightning last night, which is so strange this early in the season. So we're doing trivia questions about the Great Lakes and just having some fun and winning some prizes. So I'll throw out... Whoa, this is a hard one. So I guess we could see if anybody can get, I guess we could give more prizes than one. The lake's beach sand contains some incredible things. It contains gems and in it, or things that you would think of as something that would be beautiful for a piece of jewelry. And if anybody can name, let's see, if you can name one, we'll go ahead and give a few prizes here. But do you know what gems you're going to find down in the beach, on our beach in Lake Huron? So throw in some gems up there. And Carlene says she slept through the storm. It woke me up for sure. Quartz. Yes. Quartz is, Star, we'll have to give it, if I say yes, Star, let's just give a ticket for these instead of spinning for every one. There is coral in our sand, quartz in our sand, and Sam, what kind of a gem would be down there? But coral is something you would want to make jewelry out of, so that fits too. So far, Tracy has quartz, Sam has coral. Anything else down there that you would want to make into jewelry? And we'll give you some time for the lag time. Mine's lagging now, I think. So the other thing that, the reason that the gems are here in the sand is our sand was actually rock, bedrock of the earth at one time. It got picked up by the glaciers and ground up along the way. The glaciers actually came and left many times over the millions of years. And as it came and left, it ground that rock down into sand. And then the lakeshore and the waves are still grinding it down into sand. So anything that was in the bedrock of the earth up in Canada is in our rock. And if you were to go up there and think about what the mines are, what they're digging or they're mining for up in the Canadian Shield way up there, those are the things that are down here in our sand. And if we could have them in bigger chunks, we'd probably do really well, but most of ours is very small. So yeah, Carlene, glass can be made into jewelry. Amethyst, yes, lots of amethyst. We actually can see it under our microscope in the sand. And we'll give 3 tickets for the correct answer, Star says. But there's like 5 or 6, 7, 8. There's probably like 8 correct answers. Yes, there are. We think there's diamond. It's not on the list. But I don't know why it wouldn't be, because there's diamond. Are there diamond mines in Canada? Somebody Google that. See if there's diamond mines in Canada. Is there diamonds in Michigan sand? It says, in addition to a few finds in Michigan and Wisconsin, most American diamonds have been found in Colorado, Wyoming, and Arkansas, but there have been finds in Michigan, so we'll count it. Sapphire, yes, sapphire. So I think we'll call it there, unless they're delayed action. So why don't you stop putting them in and start, since there's, everybody so far has said something that jewelry can be made of. Can we just all give them 1 ticket to go? I know I'm making your job harder, but why don't you give them 1 ticket to go? And we'll go on to the next one to do the wheel spin and those kind of things. Carlene, I don't know. Did you Google that one? Let us know, because we want to learn more about the Great Lakes. You ready for another question? Or we could do another rock. Let me see if I have another rock first. And we'll keep moving. Let me find another rock. Oh, so this could be the question. This could be the question. This is a conglomerate, which means it's a rock made up of many different rocks together. And does anybody know what kind of rock this is? And I think Sheila's answer of agate was probably back from the jewelry. And yes, there's agate on our beach too. Was that delayed enough, Star? She gets a ticket since it just came up. So next question is, what do you think this is? It's a conglomerate. of all different rocks put together we found down on the beach. So the sedimentary would be if it fell down and got layered by water. Water moved, or I guess wind, or water moved the rock into one place, and then pressure, you know, pushed it down and made it together. But I will give you, Sam, thank you, a big rock. I think that's a real answer. I mean, we could call that one. Yes, Karina, it's actually a piece of our cement pier. So this is a man-made conglomerate. So unfortunately, our pier is breaking up, and we're getting a little worried about that, because if we lose it, then we're going to lose more land, because it was holding sand up in this area. So yes, Karina gets it with a rock with cement. And do you want to spin or wait a minute, that was for the right answer. Do you want to spin or do you want to roll the die? So I like Sam's question best. I think we should give him a ticket star. You know, the kids come up to me and they're like, you know, you take 10, 15 kids down, and 5 of them will just go and do their own thing, and then 5 will look for wrecks and come and ask you a real important question once around. And then there's like 5 who will just stand around you and go, what's this? What's this? What's this? And no matter what you say, they just turn around and go get another wreck, and they don't listen to what you're saying. So I do have to admit that sometimes I say, a wreck, and they run off to get another one. And that's bad, but... And sometimes it's just because we don't know. So many of the rocks are just, you know, a conglomerate, or could be's, maybes that we really don't know. Yeah, Karina says Sam totally gets a ticket. Karina's on your side, Sam. Okay, Karina, you're spinning. Okay, here we go. Am I doing right? Okay, spin. I'll get the sign ready. I know that I put it here. You guys can read it on your own. Okay, here it goes. You want a fast spin or slow spin? Fast spin or slow spin, Karina? Then we have to wait. I shouldn't have asked, because now we have to wait for the delay. But wait a minute, let me fix my little wheel sign here. Hi, Susie. Okay. She's spinning, but it doesn't say fast or slow. You choose. I'm going. Here goes, around and around. And it stops at a lucky 13. Sorry, Karina. It might be really lucky. Let's see if Star made it lucky on her chart. Star, did you make 13 lucky? Yes. Fit 5 tickets. Great. Star put 5 tickets into the bin. So if you just coming on, we're doing trivia questions. So here's the next trivia question. If you imagine the Great Lakes whole system, starts way up sort of at Duluth and goes all the way down to the ocean, and it starts, by the time a ship reaches Duluth at the head of Lake Superior, it has risen the height of a blank story skyscraper. So I think that question, that's not my question, I'm stealing this question. So I think that would be from the ocean. If anybody thinks differently, I think that would be from the ocean. Oh, let me put my sign back. So how many stories? Just take a wild guess. Or Google it. I'll give you some hints in a little bit. So also, you can buy in our trading post. I'll use up some time until anybody answers this question. Sam, put something in. Tracy puts 10. So these are wonderful pens. Our pencils are actually mood pencils. But I'm so cold I can't get it. There it goes. Mood pencils that change color with your mood. Everybody needs one. There's also wonderful carabiners that say Camp Cavell and have this nice little piece tossed on too. And if you want a price, just ask Star, because I don't know. This isn't my ballywag. That's what we used to say, ballywag. Oh gosh, let me go back. Okay, there's a 40, a 77, a 40, a 100, a 30. So the first one, it's higher than 40, lower than 70. Higher than 40, lower. Carlene, did you look it up? It is 60 stories. 60 stories skyscraper. It has to fight its way up that way, and especially when it goes up through the Sioux Locks. And if anybody knows the distance that it's raised from Lake Huron to Lake Superior at the Sioux Lock, we'll give you a ticket too. So that was it, Carlene, with a 60. Let me know if you want to spin or roll. Spin or roll. Dee. Yeah, you know, when I sit on the porch and I look out over the lake, I can actually see the drop, you know, from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. You can actually see where it drops about 10 stories. Well, maybe I'm lying. Let me see what else I got back here for sale. Let's see. Look at this teddy bear. Sweet teddy bear. And sweet monkey. But useful things in life. Here we go. Of course, animals are very useful for you. When you're feeling glum and you need a little hug. This is a Camp Cavell bag, and bags we like because you're reusing them, and then you can take them to the store and reuse one. This one has a nice little pocket on the front, and then it's nice and big. The thing I like about it is that it actually has a squarish bottom, so it can sit up as you put things into it, and it doesn't fall over once you put stuff in it. So just ask Star what the price is. I should really have a price list. She'll tell you what that is. Okay, spin. Sorry, Carlene, here we go. I'm going to spin it the other way, see if we get lucky. Around and around and around she goes. And where it stops, we do not know. Lucky 7. 7, so you guys read with me. 7, where is it? 2 tickets. Star, give her 2 tickets there. Woo-hoo! 2 tickets. So we have about 7 more minutes. We're supposed to do this for an hour, I think. And so I'll keep moving, give away some more prizes. What is this thing anyway? Star, what is this? She'll tell us. I think it's supposed to do something. Okay. So there's Trading Post order form. And as I was saying before, if anybody knows anyone that can come up for work weekends, work days, doesn't even have to be the ones we have scheduled. If anybody wants to come up early May, it's going to be a kickstart to try and get this place going after we've had to sort of stall for almost a month. You might have heard, Sam knows already, that some of our groups have had to cancel especially if you have medically fragile people. But we're hoping that most of them will move on to the fall or later in the summer. And the spring groups are just having a hard time. So we hope to serve everybody this summer and squeeze everybody in somewhere on our schedule. If anything happens and that we have to, shift our summer camp back, we're ready. Just go ahead and register for the times that you think you're going to be able to register for, and then it can shift back if we can move you to a different date if we need to. So we're going on and just staying positive, and we're ready to adapt, but we're aiming at the fact that we will have a summer. So okay, you ready for another question so we keep things moving? Did I do everything I'm supposed to do, Star? Let me know. Okay, I'm going back. Let's see, I can just throw out trivia. What's the name of the shipwreck that is buried down in Camp Cavell's beach, just below the lodge? What's the name of the shipwreck? I'll throw it out there. It was a ship that went down in 1885. It was a two-masted sailing schooner, and it was just a delivery ship along the lake shore, and it lost its mast and had to come ashore, or was forced ashore. The fellows got off on Yawl, a little boat that was on the back, and were able to be saved, which is nice to know that all hands were saved. And you can check that out, because in the Detroit News Archives you can put in the name of the ship that I'm not going to say, and up will come the article about the ship going down and all hands saved. So hi Kim, glad you're watching. We're doing a question right now if anybody knows the name of the shipwreck down in the beach down here in front of camp. And she also had been down on the bottom twice already. There were a lot of ships out there that weren't supposed to be out there. They shouldn't have been out there. But in the that went down in 1885. In the late 1800s, early 1900s, they had run out of all the lumber and resources and clay down in the metro area, down in Ohio, Indiana. They were trying to build Columbus and Cincinnati and Detroit, and they had nothing left. So they sent every ship that could get up here and get material and lumber and clay and get it down to Toledo, so they could ship it on in to put it on rail or whatever was happening at that time. That it was almost like the gold rush. If you had anything that floated, could come up here and get a load and get it back down there, you'd be a rich man. But people brought ships that never should have been out there, ships that were too small. There were no, of course, weather warnings. There's no communication. They didn't have radar. So a lot of ships went down along the lake shore, just, thousands of them over that time. So this ship down on the beach, if anybody knows her name, and you can query it, put in Camp Cavell and shipwreck, and it'll probably come up on one of our articles. It's on our website if you can't find that answer. But we want to say thank you. We're just minutes away from the end here, and we want to say thanks for everybody that came on and watched. Make sure that you get our on our Wednesday at, oh gosh, Star, was at 2 o'clock? It was way back at the beginning. Star, tell us again. How can I keep forgetting that? Where'd my card go? It's a Zoom. We're going to do a Zoom virtual sort of meetup classroom. Then I'm going to talk about Great Lakes and bring our stuff over from our Great Lakes display. And if you have fossils, you can hold them up, because you can be live on the Zoom as well. If you're in your pajamas and don't want to be on the Zoom, you can click the little video off so we can't see you. And that we're going to be Zooming. And so that's oh gosh, Star, put it up again. But anyway, that's here at Camp Cavell. I'll be there. Star will make sure I'm there at the right time and the right day. And we want to say that we want to give you all hugs out there, because we don't know when we're going to exactly get to see you in person. So these are big hugs from everybody here at Camp Cavell. Send us hearts. Send us hearts. That would be great. And just know that you aren't just playing a game here too, but you're helping us get our Facebook, we'll just say, we get higher up on the Facebook so people can see us, and that's more fun, and it helps us spread the news about Camp Cavell. If you can share this, people can always watch it later, or at least watch the first few minutes and hear what's happening here at camp. And Heather, did you just come on, Heather? We have to get you in here sooner. So you can watch the whole thing, because we're going to go ahead and post this, so it'll be a video later. Oh, thanks all the hearts coming in from everybody. And I'm going to sign off. I got 1 minute. Wait a minute. Star, I get another minute. That I'm going to sign off, and I think I'm going to at least go down and do a little perusal of the beach and pretend like it's a day off, and then head on home. So thank you to everybody, and thank you for all the hearts, and I am going to push the finish button right on time. Star, I get a ticket. Oh, the shipwreck. Nobody guessed the shipwreck, right? Okay, we got one of those little things where we went into overtime. Did anybody guess the shipwreck? No, I don't think anybody did. Her first name is Kate, K-A-T-E. If you can come up with a second name, you got it. Thank you, Sheila. And I hope we're all safe too. Okay. I'm going to have to give more clues for the ship in overtime. Let's see. How about, I am not a, you know that song? I am not a, dun dun, da 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 da. The last name of the ship. Come on, folks. Lindsay, help us out. Nobody is getting the name of the ship down on the beach. Lindsay just came on. She works here. She needs to know the name of the ship down on the beach. That we're our last trivia question. Lindsay, do you know the Kate? Da 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 dun dun. Oh, how does that song go? Yeah. Da 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 dun dun. Let's see. How else can I say it? You're not poor, you are. Yes, thank you, Lindsay. Star, I'm going to give her a big bell, and we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Put her in for, oh, I'm sorry, Lindsay, do you want to spin the wheel or roll the die? I have to do this because Lindsay is the person that's the support person usually for the show. She's usually the one sitting to the side making it all work, so we should let her have some fun. Lindsay, what do you want to do? Spin? Oh, Joe gets it. Joe, you're a little late, but it's so fun that you're here playing because I miss you. Lindsay got it, so we're waiting for her to decide if she wants to spin or roll the die. Surprise me. Okay, how about this? Well, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I like the spin. Okay, I like the spin. I think you have a better chance. 19. Lindsay, who made these up? Is this yours? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's only one ticket. I only got you one ticket. I'm so sorry. So, anyway. Okay. Kelly. That was, I am not a rich man. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm not that great with tunes, but that was my hint, and it was pretty bad. So, Lindsay gets one ticket. Star's putting them into the bin for us, and we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Come meet me on Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.